We now return to probably the most confusing part of this game. Okay, let's finish looking at the stupid ruins.
A shedjet, a water well. Time clogged and lily logged, but hope for water still.
Ancient well hidden under rubble, source of the Iteru, the dried up river that once...
There was fighting here long ago. Kashtan forces fled, bloodied by Ketema's host. Now only ruins, memory haunted.
The waters of my patience are running dry.
Oh, not just you. Okay. Well, we will wait to finish up that, and we'll just go this way.
I would greet our guest with a worthy gift, a comprehensive chronicle of our great land, the Epic of Lions. Come find me to discuss compiling it.
Looks like we're coming this way anyway. 2 quests at the same time. This game has too much going on all at once. It has no sense of pacing.
So, Wahadesha, is there hope to restore the island? Or is it indeed a lost cause?
Oh, I'm sure we can restore it. Otherwise it wouldn't be much DLC, would it?
Then we must bring it forth at once.
Go on.
Let us not tarry then. Change must come to Wahadesha. My patience and charity grow thin. They will adapt or be abandoned.
And then we need to come to this guy to talk about the chronicles.
A fine scholar has recently returned from Vespuccia, where he was researching archaeology. Find him in Kidusi Anitoni. He will be of great help.
Sure. First thing we're going to do, though, is come here. Drop off some workers to try and restore this land. We just drop them off there, yeah. So what does this
Hardly the garden, but
need
well,
now? Ceramics, you say? Probably going to want to get started on ceramics, otherwise we're going to start getting some unhappy people. That is going to require a clay harvester and 4 indigo farms for 2 ceramic workshops. I'm willing to bet, seeing as how one ceramic workshop...
This wasteland. Very well. Let's get on with it.
2 ceramics have 3,000 elders. So I'm going to go with 1 clay harvester, 2 farms, and 1 shop.
Barely had the shed yet been found, then Ketema sent aid. A lord most trustworthy and caregiving. The land is no longer used to water. It needs Isiheads to ward the threat of the Wak, a water curse.
Okay.
The Isiheads of the Wasi died long ago, but there may be some on other islands, by deep waters and cool waters.
Oh, look, we're going there anyway. 2 for 1. Fantastic. Okay. So while we're doing that, let's figure out elders. We shall want for a clay collector. We do not have the required people. And where does one get this? I see. Need to be placed beside a river that can be accessed from either shore.
Ship constructed.
We will get rid of
So
that.
you're the one tasked with weaving our great epic together? A foreigner? Well, any ship in a storm.
Isiads, you say? What is strange dialect? Trees, I believe. These were found by the shore behind the library. Take as many as you wish.
Well-intentioned, I'm sure, but I spent years studying this exceedingly complicated subject at Arvert College. It is hardly an easy task. The college was nice. It is Arvert, but the people of Vespuccia were indisposed by my chroma, if you know what I mean. So I left, and more's the loss for them. All good research papers start in a library, preferably a palatial library. The priests will grant you access, perhaps. I hope.
Well, she wasn't too friendly last time. You wonder what the priests of Caduce are hiding in this library.
The library
Yes.
is restricted to servants of the Lord. The texts here are holy scripture, guarded from unsanctioned influence. But, as you are working on the Chronicles, you may enter if you answer this riddle. On quiet meres I lay, never sinking. Yet dipped in water, I am fit for drinking.
Okay. Deliver Caducean trees to Waha. Do we have them now? We do have them now. Is it in the ritual pool? No? It's the only water I see here. And more specifically, the only thing that the House of Layla, the skillful one, keep out. Keep out of the terrace as well. So we apparently have not spoken with her yet. Answer the enigma by clicking on the requested element located somewhere in Caduce. The priestess mentioned fit for drinking. This must be something to do with the production of a beverage typical in Mbesa. Well, so do we have... What do we have available over here? We've got hibiscus. Hibiscus is literally the only thing. Goat milk, okay. But I would imagine it would be a flower that would float upon water. But when you sink it in water, it becomes tea. So where? I do not see any tea or any kind of plant, really, on this entire damn island. Broken tomb, a worn
Your
tomb.
ship has returned from its voyage.
Old tombs. I doubt we're looking for tombs. But, God, there's anything to click on. This is how we solved the last riddle. Ancient temple. Yet Barak of the Elames. Why doesn't that just stay on the goddamn screen? I can't read that fast. There it is, bag of hibiscus. Bags of hibiscus. Can I take them, please, to solve this stupid riddle?
The hibiscus flower is the image of what we seek. Here in Kidusi and Itoni, knowledge nourishes us, that we may bloom in the eyes of the Lord. One must learn to see with the inner eye, the eye of the soul. Tell me, which of the buildings on our island is largest?
That?
Our temple is but a frail offspring of the mighty halls of the Elamais. Tall walls and ornate ceilings, but shallow roots.
The mountain itself is not a structure. So I'm gonna guess the statue then? It's not really... It's not really a structure. So the well? Her hint was that it was inverted. I guess we just go clicking on every goddamn thing again. I don't know what the hell.
He that ordered this tomb built dreamt of glory everlasting.
Alright, it's wrong.
Yet
Whatever.
the tomb lies empty, and his name...
Shut
Yes,
up.
our library is vast, but
Ship constructed.
It's not that. It's this. It's trying to give me finally the hint.
long ago, our library was a beacon of learnedness in a world of darkness. But the treacherous kings of Kashta burnt it all. Now it is interred deep below our island. But to those who know, the high walls and pale altars live on all around us. Your understanding is starting to blossom. The time for admittance is at hand.
Fantastic. Make a decision.
Emperor or not,
You passed the first test and discovered our symbol, the hibiscus, scentless at first, yet delicious when submerged. Tell me, what did you make of it? One should seek knowledge to bloom? Hibiscus tea is the path of redemption. I don't know, quite accurate, but at the root of this metaphor is our awareness of the many senses we as humans are gifted with. Hearing and observing the world leads us to wisdom. Observing, smelling, and tasting the hibiscus taught us that very lesson. You passed the test of sight and discovered the hidden roots of Caduce, the ruins of the old library. Now tell me, what do you make of it? There's an ancient history of writing, or many tomes of learning were lost. Lost? No, the soil itself holds the memory. Such is our purpose, to store and nurture knowledge, despite the assault of time in our library. It was the same question. Ours is a millennial faith, an unchallenged tradition of centuries. It takes devotion as students and scholars of that faith to understand the simplest tenets of wisdom stored here. Keep our minds and bodies free of corruption. Better hear the wisdoms of the winds. Ours is a spiritual labor of heart and mind. Menial, manual labor distracts from the holy mission, something the Irenya of Ketema have forgotten. They sow and craft, but in the process forget their duty to the people's soul. We will not share in their decrepitude. Your Lord would have us bend to his people, his united faith. This is a betrayal of all we stand for. Until he decides to build his empire around the true ancestral faith of Mbesa and encourages the Irenya to refocus on their spiritual duties, there can be no harmony between us. I hope to make him see the truth in your words. A wise choice.
The priests of Kidusi acknowledge you. You show yourself to be worthy of trust. Lift now the veil and enter our famed library.
Perfect. Let's read this book and get this quest done.
Resourceful, aren't you? Very well, let's get to it. All great nations spring from a golden age, a time of splendor and legend. The books are over there.
Go on, then.
There are volumes here on every aspect of theology, history, science, or poetics. If you read, please turn the pages by their corners.
As opposed to breaking the spine. The Ogdoad of virtues, 8 senses, blah blah blah. If something expresses itself through each of them, then it must be divine, as nothing can access human senses better than divinity. Senses are our way of feeling and understanding the divine, and as such, training each of them is a virtue. Training but one is for naught. The Troglodyte architecture. The tradition of carving homes into the very rock of the mountain seems to have originated in the Sile Amidos. The people of Mbesa gave up their architecture as soon as they settled in the Promised Land, for mountains were scarce. However, following the depredations of the Sun King, the burning of the library and all it contained in many of the priests' homes, Caduce resumed the practice of rock dwelling, building the temple in the living rock on the island. This happened after Surya's reign during the Age of Princes. The treatise on heresy. Heresy in that which the powerful would not see survive in their dominion. In the Golden Age, Surya burnt down the whole of Mbesa and his very country in a rage of madness. He branded Caduce outlaws and heretics, tortured anyone who would not renounce the true faith. But the true meaning of heresy is a lie to the soul, and any physical representation of divinity can only be a lie, as divinity transcends what servants can see. Thus, idolatry is heresy. So you want me to destroy this, then? We need another one. The Litany of the Blessed. I don't know what this is about. I'll assume that we've read it. I won't tell if you won't. Day in the life of a priest. Duties. Ablutions, ablutions, ablutions. Ablutions performed in the holy pool. Bathe, bathe, bathe. That is going to dry out your skin, especially in this climate. Only the followers of the true faith may live within the community. Labor and crafting are prohibited.
An explosion in one of your
We
factories.
therefore have to beg for everything. Only ordained priests can wear the traditional tattoo of
A
Caducee.
fire broke out.
Fucking Christ. Handle it.
The fire has been vanquished.
That's not what I want. That one. Alright. So were the rules laid out after the dark rule of Surya, whose flames devoured all books. Only ordained priests wear the tattoo, new recruits, blah blah blah. Foundation of Embesa. As they rode the waves, seeking the promised land, the queen bid the gods calm the raging storm, and so the gods comply, and the waves rose higher than mountains on either side of the ship. Yet the waters before were becalmed and clear, and ahead lay the golden plain of Embesa. So did the queen lead her people across the sea where the Leviathans roam, built a mighty city. In the city she raised a temple to her lost husband, Salamawi, and those who stayed with in Sile Amidos, beyond the confines of the world.
I hope there'd be more, but these are all the books we have. Hardly enough for a full chapter.
Well, that's okay, because I didn't read half of it anyhow.
A fellow scholar of the Golden Age. There is much we could discuss.
This is going to be reading comprehension. She's going to ask me a bunch of questions, right? Things that should not have been forgotten. The Golden Age ended in the cruelty and bloodshed of Surya. That much is well known, but its foundations are unclear. Few sources have survived the ravages of time, even in this place of learning. There are barely even any mentions of the early years of Embesa outside the book you found. What did you glean from it? Legends and fables of Queen Shaba's journey, or Embesa's first day, could be the day Queen Shaba landed on its shores. Sure. Myth or history? Did the scribe who carved these careful lines know of sources lost to us today, or were they lending too much credence to popular belief and legend? We shall never know. Such is the peril of learning. Our conclusions are transient themselves, as are whatever choices we make. We must lend caution to our thoughts. Accounts are precious but fallible, only evidence. Traces from the very time you wish to study might yield information on the fabled Golden Age and the cradling times of Embesa. What were you... But
Does this land
where
belong
would
to
you
your queen?
look...
It is a millstone around
Fuck
my neck.
off. Where would you look for such traces? Traces of what? The Golden Age? The ancient structures of Wahadeshir, perhaps? Perhaps in the ruins of the old library on this very island? The Emperor's city was built on the ruins of Embesa's first capital. But we're looking for information. I don't know. Probably not in the ruins. Wahadeshir has roots as deep as Embesa history, but these roots were Kashtan until long after the foundation of our nation. Even the oldest monuments, such as the Oracle, were probably built by Kashtan or pre-Kashtan hands, and besides, most of it was destroyed when Kashta burned and salted the land. Nowhere other than Caducee will you find land untouched by greedy or violent hands, okay? If evidence of Surya's time is to be found, it will be on this ground. Sure.
History becomes legend.
If you're just going to give me the answers, what the hell was the
And
point of that
even
exercise?
myth is half forgotten. But why not dig up the old library? There must be traces to be found.
I'm sure. We have more important things to worry about right now.
Quite right. Archaeology is the queen of all disciplines. Go, dig, dust, douse. The evidence should be enough to complete this first fragmentary chapter.
You are accustomed to such undertakings. Gather a crew and supplies, and we will support you.
We're just bouncing back and forth between islands now,
What
so...
shall it be?
Yeah.
What brings you?
Beware the sweet words of the priests of Kidusi. They are cannier than they seem, and would see their faith vindicated rather than bow.
Oh, I don't think we'll have to worry about
Attention,
anyone
Close to
in these
clearing the
waters.
last of the rubble. Now comes the time to plant the Isiate trees for water holding. Resources are thin. Any help you could send would be appreciated.
Deliver 10 tons
We
of
cannot
Mbesa food.
accommodate so many. We shall need temporary quarters for these workers.
Select the markers to plant trees. I'm thinking that's what this is. Who are you? Okay.
A desert hut no longer. Water flows, life bathing, and tempest quiet. A miracle.
You have done much in little time. With water, Waha can surely now manage for themselves.
For a little bit. This looks like it's blocked.
I always celebrate. The Wasi of Pa Itaru must be repaired. It is thus forlorn and poorly.
Okay, so we need to start working on bricks and other things. Come back here.
More expenses. Time we made higher plans for Wahadesha.
Right. I need to send you back to here. We're going to need food to Wahadesha. Oh, and we are... Oh, no. Okay. We're not out of water. That's good. That's good that this only deals with one thing. What was I working on now? Right, clay. We should have some clay coming in now. We do. Good. And then I need to have... Okay, hold on here. So if one clay harvester at 100%, it'll effectively be 50% to take care of one ceramic shop and 2 brick houses. Okay, that is doable. That is very doable. That is not what I want. First thing we'll do is we'll put down a teff farm. And we are going to need some people because we don't have enough. Just go away. God damn it. That was the dumbest decision, having any kind of quick thing like that. There's no reason to have a quick spin out. It's so basic too. I mean, you get nothing out of it. I've got quick slots down here. I've got my whole thing here. Why do you need that right-clicking? Because there's no other way to cancel. That's the problem with it. There's no other quick cancel for a selection. You know what? Whatever. We'll just put in a bunch of people, and if I need to take out some houses, I'll take out some houses. We'll leave... Well, we won't leave this. No reason to leave that, in fact. This was a bad choice to just put that there. Kind of eats up a lot of room. But anyway. So, see, this causes a real problem. I hate how everything has to be connected in one area. Because Indigo Farm, Oh, we don't even have the fertility for indigo here. Does anyone else have the fertility that I can buy from them?
Spring and autumn, summer and winter.
It does not appear to be so.
Taborim, Tabernacle of Inbasan Splendor.
Stopgate. Increases irrigation capacity. So there is a capacity for it. What is the capacity? Oh, we're not even worrying about it just yet. Okay, so these guys are evil, so we're not going to be bothering with them. They're not anything, so no. So how the frick am I supposed to get indigo? I guess we go settle another island. So with you, we're going to take back some of our materials here. Take those and go settle this little island over here. We will see what we can do. This has also got access to honeycomb, which will be important later. So we need brick, we need teff. And for teff, we're needing 2. We'll just put this kind of stuck in the backside here. It's apparently having no real impact to do that.
How may I help?
And there's 168. So a lot. And some of these are not accessible. Okay. I really probably should not have done that. Did I not say to destroy this fucking thing? I don't want to put it too far away, because then it's going to be out of the way. It's going to be too far to collect anything. Fortunately, that eats up a lot of good land. This sucks. This really actually sucks. I hate this. This actually is worse, in my opinion, than the nonsense dealing with the heat. It can't be on this island. It's got to be you. And these are not watered. Why they're not fucking watered, I don't know. That's not going to help. We can't do that. Gotta pull this back. Fuck. Honestly, what idiot made the decision to make the right click, which is cancel in most games nowadays? Bring up some stupid goddamn thing you don't need. It's incredibly irritating. So now I've borked myself here because this has no way to reach this. So it's gonna have to be on this side of it. But how do I... So now this road, this insane road, in order to actually make this work, is going to have to go in some very circuitous, nonsensical way, go all around this area, so that I can get croppage in here. Fine, whatever. Now let's actually pull it back so it's actually... Let me just see where this goes. So actually that doesn't work. Oh my god, this is awful. What is wrong with this? Who designed this? Who thought this was a good idea for this game?
It's dry and dusty here.
Shut up. They should have just kept the Norias from 1400.
It wouldn't take much to prepare more.
It was perfectly fine. There was no reason to change it. This is just nonsense. This makes it worse. Get up there first. This is a mess. This is an absolute mess. I hate everything about this. We'll need another one of these. I honestly don't even know where to put this. It's got to be on this side. And it is out of range of a storehouse, because of course it is. And why wouldn't it be? Whatever. So that actually means that I could probably move this over here, just because, forget it. There. And we'll just go ahead and fix the road in such a way it will all come over here. Or not. Okay, fine. You get to be over here. Start making bricks. Did we ever discover if we could make a place here? Yes. Build a trading post. We can't even build it with the material that I've got. So, we just dump it overboard, because actually, no, I do need it. I do need it because there are later buildings that require it. But what we do need, we're going to have to build some other way. Holy crap, this is terrible. I'm going to have to build out this way. I guess I shouldn't have built this way using the natural, or trying to use the natural path. I should have just kept going with what I had and just said screw it. Because we're not gaining anything by doing this. Or I could put it here. This is a fairly decent area. Nice and big, and maybe I could make the water, well, wouldn't have to get the water away from this side, but it's almost out, so we'd have to get a completely new one from this side, which I guess is what we'll do. If I require a lot more crops, I'll fill in this area up here with what remains of the water from this pump, and anything else we'll build over here. I do not know how you're supposed to do these. I don't know how you're supposed to lay these out so you can actually access the water as well as the roads around them and move your crops around. It doesn't make sense to me that the crops have to be connected to your farm. Because it works just fine for your animal farms to have their little pastures around it. it should just make sense that this is attached to the farm. Your farm workers will go and collect the same material. It doesn't matter where they're at. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. I mean, if it's going to be abstractly collected anyway, why does it have to be like this? It's just a mess. It's a really big, dumb mess. Anyway, we are out of a lot of people. So I should probably do something about that. Which is probably going to start also having an impact upon our health and happiness, because they're not going to have enough goods. And they're going to start complaining.
An Arenian does not complain of hardship.
So we need to start working on ceramics. That'll be the next thing. Of which I need 2 indigo farms, because this is a teff farm. So I will need 2 more farms at least, and that'll probably be the end of whatever water capacity we have up here. Probably going to be the end of my patience too, very quickly. But once we start getting some bricks, which we do not have, that will be when I can go down here, because we don't even have indigo to begin with. That's right, I can't build it on that island. It's going to have to be on this island, which means this will be our water connection there, unless we build it over here, which I could easily do, but there's no reason not to have it here. It's just an easy, quick trade that way, back and forth.
Could this be my lucky island?
No,
Ingratitude.
the other one asked for that too. Both of you can just slow down your expansion in my new area. I should have just gotten rid of all the NPCs when I started this game. Okay, anyway, it's time to end this one here. I think I will buy your little schooner.
Much to share, I think.
Sells the ship, yes.
We
I'll take
see
it.
eye to eye.
Ready for assignment.
I'll send you over here, and you will be the trade vessel that brings in the indigo. Because I don't want to have this trade
Awaiting
ship.
new
I want
horizons.
this one to be the one that I can use to send around the world. Seeing how it goes faster. And then this, I don't know. I guess we'll just pummel the pirates into submission is how that one's going to work. Anyway, it's definitely time to end this one here. I will see you next time.